All right, so if you were absent on Wednesday, we did a draw along. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set us up so that you can do what you missed on on Wednesday. Okay, so that being said, let me get my paper ready. You're going to need your paper, and you're going to put it horizontally in front of you. Okay, so once you have that horizontally in front of you, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing using line. So once your paper is horizontally in front of you, that means it's long ways this way. What we're going to do is we're going to start right in the middle of the page. What I want you to do is go ahead and measure about a hand's width from the bottom. So I lined up my hand to the bottom of the page, and then just right about here, you're going to go ahead and make a horizontal line. That means it goes from left to right. A horizontal line about the length of your finger. So it's going to be a horizontal line that goes like this. Okay, we're going to be drawing a house. You might want to pause. Then you're going to go ahead and draw some vertical lines to give the height of the house. So these should go straight up and down, and they should be parallel to the side of the paper, or the side of the paper. So they should be going straight up and down like the side of the paper. So you're going to do that to this side, and you're also going to do that to the other side. Both of these two lines are vertical and they're parallel to each other, which means they will never touch. Okay, so we go ahead and draw those. Pause. All right, then you're going to close this up and make a line right in here. So at the end, you should have a rectangle or a square looking shape right now. The next thing you're going to do is add the top of the house. So we're going to go ahead and come from here. We're going to go a little bit past. It's going to be like a triangle top, but we're going to go a little past this corner. So we'll start here. We'll go up this way. We'll stop at about halfway of this square or quadrilateral, and we'll come back down this way. It'll look like that. All right, so far we've got a house. One thing we're doing with this house, we're going to go ahead and add a little door to it. So right in the center, I'm going to go ahead and put my finger here. I'm going to do about the width of my finger, and this should be a rectangle. And the sides of this rectangle should be parallel to the sides of the house. In other words, this line and this line do not touch. These two lines do not touch, and these two lines will never touch. They are parallel to each other. So go ahead and get that door in there. The door can be a little tall. It should be a rectangle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add a little doorknob over on this side, a little bit below the halfway point. So we're going to make this house look like it is, there's a street in front of it and there's a house here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little walkway to the house. I'm going to have you use a diagonal line so we could create depth. So from here, you're going to go ahead and come outwards, and we're going to leave about a 2-finger space from the bottom of the page. So you'll go ahead and make your lines out like this. Leave about a 2-finger space, and then you're going to go out the opposite way. These two diagonal lines will create depth so that you can make things look like they're close and far away. Something that happens to a lot of middle school kids, especially 6th graders coming in, they start drawing, and then they draw the house, and at the bottom of the house, when they want to make their little walkway, they just do this, and then they go ahead and make their little walkway, and it looks like a tree house that has no tree. It looks like somebody threw a little ladder out the door or something, or like your house is on a stick. So vertical lines gives height. We want to go diagonal lines and give depth. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and make a horizontal line that goes straight across your paper that's going to connect these here. So it's going to be horizontal, and it's parallel to the bottom edge of your paper. So you want to kind of try to have the same amount of space as best as you can all the way across the page. And then what we'll do is we're going to make a line in the middle of this. So we'll have one more horizontal line that's going to be in the middle of this. Goes all the way across the page. Remember, you guys, you can pause the video as you need so that you can draw, and then you just continue going. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come and we're going to make this our sidewalk. So we're going to have this continue over here. We're going to have this one continue over. And then we're going to use the same amount of space here, this way, and we're going to make a diagonal line the same direction as this, going like that. And then you're going to do the same amount of space here, this way, and this time it's going to go the opposite way like that line. And this is because our point of view is right from the front. So in order to create deep space, we got to be coming in from both angles this way. If we were looking at it from here, it would be different. All right. So this is a sidewalk. Usually the sidewalk is up. The street will be here, and then there'll be a little curb. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of height here. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and put these little lines that go straight up and down right here. We're going to give a little bit of height to this curb. So we get that little there, and then you can connect one more horizontal line all the way across. Like I said, feel free to pause the video as you need so that you can get your lines in. All right, so now we've got a little height. This goes up, and we're here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make some horizontal lines that lead up to the house. The further away that we go, the closer together these lines are going to be. So we're going to go this distance right here, just a little bit smaller than that distance. So I'm going to say about right here, this line's going to be parallel to that, going straight across. Then we're going to go ahead and draw another one a little bit closer, straight across. Another one a little closer, straight across, and then one more. So now we've created some depth. It looks like it's closer over here, and it goes further away that way. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a fence to this house. And we're going to come here at the bottom of this corner, and you're going to just make a nice straight horizontal line to make the bottom of the fence. So that's going to go straight horizontal and about the same length on the other side. Once we do that, we're going to create the height of our fence. So we're going to use a vertical line because that vertical lines give height. So this line should be going straight up and down, and this line should be going straight up and down. Okay? And then we'll just connect it going straight across. So another parallel line to this one. These are parallel. This will go straight across like that. And then right on over this way. So now we've got our fence here. So our fence, usually we're going to make it like it's made out of wooden planks. So let's go ahead and add all the lines. So as you guys do that, make sure all these lines, you want to separate them as best as you can, that look even. And make sure that these lines are going straight up and down and they're parallel to each other. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. The next thing we're going to do is, that looks a little crooked. Do your best to make straight lines. It's okay. Straight up and down. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get at the top of the fence like it's going back. So we're going to continue to add more depth. So we're going to need a diagonal line. So from this corner, let's take this back. Don't go any higher than the roof. We'll stop about right there. We're going to take this one, slant it in, go about the same distance or the same height, and then we're going to connect this straight across. So a horizontal line right here. I am moving a little fast, so feel free to pause when you need to. Now we got, this is the top of the fence all the way around. Top of the fence all the way around. So now we got to get the bottom of the fence. So to do that, we're going to grab this corner, put a vertical line to give the height. Corner, vertical line to give the height. And then we'll connect it here, straight across with a horizontal line. Now we're going to want, you can pause. Now we're going to want this line to connect to here. So you're going to make that line to go in the direction of this, but you're going to stop at the fence so it'll look like that. Same thing to the other side. You can pause. Now we got to make all the little lines that go on the fence. Biggest mistake people do is we make these to go straight up and down, and they look like this, and it's very important that we make these lines go straight up and down. Try to even them out, and they might be a little closer than the ones in the front. You don't want to be too close, but you do want to go a little closer than the ones in the front. That will make the fence look like it's further back. Now, one big mistake that happens when we draw the fence is we usually will have the lines coming this way, and then once we get to the side, people tend to slant these lines this way, and then it'll make the fence look like it's falling. You have to make sure that these lines go straight up and down, just like these and just like these. That way your house looks like it's standing. So here we go. We're going to make these look straight up and down, best as we can. And again, if you mess up on any of these, you just want to go back and just kind of fix that up. And I'm doing this in a hurry. You can pause your video so that you can get those lines in. Straight up and down. Now your fence looks like it's standing. We're going to go ahead and add a horizon to this. So a little further back. I don't want to go higher than the top of the house. And we're going to go ahead and start with a line that goes straight across. And it's going to go right behind the tip of the house, and it'll go that way. Now we were only using horizontal, vertical, diagonal, and parallel lines so far, but there are many other kinds of lines. So we're going to use just some organic type of lines to create some organic forms such as mountains in the back. Now your mountains might not look like mine, and that's okay because mountains don't look alike. I'm going to have one go there, then I'm going to start on this line and come down. And I'm going to go ahead and pause before I hit the horizon, and then I will start the other one inside of that, go up and then down. And you might fit more mountains than I did, and that's fine. When you're done with that, we're going to add a sun. The sun will go right in the middle. You're going to make a half circle or a piece of circle that goes around like that. There you got your sun, and then we'll add some sun rays. So the rays go like this, and everything's coming out of this center point. Again, you can pause this video as you need. And we're basically working with only line, and we're creating a pretty good drawing that has lots of stuff. We've got many lines everywhere. We've got some depth going on. The next thing we'll do is we'll add a little bit. It's a little empty here, and then those mountains are empty as well. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this space here with some soft lines that are not so controlled, but they go kind of horizontally on here just to give a little texture to the ground. And the closer they are, you can make them a little bit darker than the ones that are further away. So the ones that are further away might be a little lighter, and we're just going to do that. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll add a little grass in the inside here, and these are going to just be little lines that you can add to kind of give a little texture to your grass in there. Maybe they need to cut the yard or something. And then there's your complete work. The only things I would say you could do are the things that are closer. You might want to add darker lines to. So I would go and also add darker lines to the bottom of the fence all the way around. Make a darker, thicker line that's here and here. That will kind of create like a little shadow. And then all along the front of the house and then the bottom of the fence, we can thicken up that line as well. Make it a little darker, just to kind of create a little bit more realism. And then of course you can do that to the front. Just darken up your lines because they're closer. When things are closer to you, they have the details are shown a little bit more. The further away they get, the lines will get softer and lighter. So we got those, and then we can darken these, and then this line can go dark to light, dark to light. So just don't press so much on it. And that's pretty much that. That's your drawing. So using only line. So good job. Get that drawn out. Pause it as you need so that you can get it drawn in. And there are questions to answer in your journal.